This Shabbat, in 2 days, and just a little over a day from now, it's going to be Shabbat. And the date of this Shabbat is going to be the 28th day of the month of Sivan. This is the month we're in right now is Sivan. We're coming to the end of the month, the 28th day of Sivan. It's also referred to, this day is also referred to as Koach Sivan. Koach, the number for in Hebrew, we don't use, there's no number signs. I mean, we say the names of the numbers, but there's no sign, there's no, numerical, no numbers. Instead, we use letters. Every letter has a numerical value. And so when you want to give the date, you go by a letter. So the 10th day would be the Yud. So Yud Tishrei is the 10th day of Tishrei, is Yom Kippur. So the 28th day of Sivan in Hebrew is Chav Ches Sivan. Chav Ches Sivan, you read Chav Chet, if you read it as a word, the word is Koach. Koach means strength. So Koach Sivan, this Shabbat, is going to be Koach Sivan. It is the strength of Sivan. Now, what is so special about the 28th day of Sivan, about Koach Sivan? And what does it have to do? We're also going to connect it to this week's Torah portion. So let's talk a little bit about the number 3. Talking about numbers, 3 is a very special number in Judaism. There's many different things that connect with the number 3. We have the 3 patriarchs, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. We have, the 3 angels that came to Abraham in the desert, that came to visit him after he had the Brit Milah. We have, we pray 3 times a day, right? In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. The number 3 is a very important number. The number 3 also has a special connection to the giving of the Torah. The Torah was given in the 3rd month of the year, which is Sivan. Sivan is the 3rd month. If you start the month from Nisan, which is the month of Pesach, of Passover, we start with when the Jews came out of Egypt. That was the beginning of the Jewish calendar. So we have Nisan, Iyar, and Sivan. Sivan is the 3rd month of the year, going by this by the calculation of the years. These days, we often consider Rosh Hashanah as the beginning of the year, but the Torah actually considers Nisan as the beginning of the year. So the Torah was given in the 3rd month of the year, the month of Sivan. 3 is also signifies the Jewish people. The Jewish people are divided into 3 categories, 3 groups. We have the Kohen, the Levi, and Israel. 3 groups of Jewish people. The Torah was brought by Moshe. Moshe is the one who brought the Torah and gave it to the Jewish people. Moshe is number 3 because Moshe is the 3rd child. His parents had 3 children. Moshe was the youngest. He had Aaron and Miriam. He was the youngest. He was number 3. So we have in the 3rd month, to the 3rd people, the Jewish people are the 3rd, and are divided into 3, and it was brought by the one who was number 3, by Moshe, and this is, the Torah has a strong connection to the number 3. Number 3 is a number that shows on completeness. It shows on full, it shows on something that is, you have 1 and 1, 2 separate things, and you have 3, it brings it together as a complete new entity. 3 shows on achdut, it shows on bringing things together, on unity. You have 1, there's only 1, right? Then you have 2, you have 2 separate entities. You have 1 and 2. Then you bring 1 and 2 together, and you make 3. You bring the 1 and the 2 together, you bring them into 1 new entity, and now you have 1 unified object, 1 unified number, which is the number 3. So 3 is all about unity, about bringing things together. For us, what is the unity of number 3? It's bringing together holiness and the opposite of holiness, klipa. We have kedusha, we have holiness within us. We have klipa, we have the opposite holiness within us. We take these 2 opposite entities, we take the entity of kedusha, of holiness, and the entity of klipa, of anti-holiness, and we bring the 2 together within us, and we make 1 unified being, 1 human being that has different parts to us. We have different elements. They all come together and create a new existence, the number 3. We also see this in creation. We have God created the heaven and the earth, right? First, we go through the 6 days of creation, the different process, and what happened in every day. What happened on the third day? On the third day, God took the waters. You have the waters above, you have the waters below. First, the whole world was filled with water. And God took the water and he separated it above and below. What happens when you have the water above, which is the skies, the heavens, and the waters below the sea? What do you get when you separate the two waters? Suddenly you have land. Suddenly you have a number 3 that arrives. He didn't have to create the land. It was there already. He just had to reveal it by separating, by moving aside the waters that were covering everything, dividing them into 2 different areas, and now we have land that arrives in between, and this is the number 3. This is the completeness of number 3. But there's a more complete level of 3 than 3 itself. What happens if you do 3 times 3? Then you get 9. But then you have a completeness of completeness. But you can take it even further. What happens if you cube the number 3? If you take the number 3 and you cube it, you end up with 27. Right? 3 times 3 times 3, you end up with number 27. 27 shows on the ultimate level of completeness. The number 3 cubed. But number 27, when you're on day 27, you think that's the ultimate day, right? That's the day of completeness because you have number 27. But you're still within 27. You don't have the full 27. When do you have the complete number 27? When do you have the complete ultimate level of completeness? Only once you get to 28. When you reach the 28th day, when you reach the koach, when you reach the strength of Chav Ches of 28, that's when you can appreciate the full completeness of the first 27, that it all comes together into a level of completeness. And so this Shabbat is going to be the 28th day of the 3rd month. So this is going to be the ultimate level of completeness this Shabbat. Beautiful, very nice. What does that all mean? We're also going to read this Shabbat in the shul. They're going to read the Torah portion of Shlach. The Torah portion of Shlach talks about the spies. Before the Jewish people entered the land of Israel, they were traveling through the desert. They came out of Egypt, they received the Torah, and they traveled through the desert to come to the land of Israel. They're about to enter the land, and the people say to Moshe, they say, Moshe, hold on, before we get in, we want to first send some spies. We wanted to go and look and see what's going on in there to help us go in, we know what we're getting into. Moshe reluctantly agrees to let them go, and they go and they spy out the land. Now, when at the time that Moshe chose these people, he chose good people. And these people had good intentions. They understood, they were given an assignment to go into the land, spy it out, find out what we need to know so that we can conquer the land easily. And their intentions were right. They intended to go in and spy on the land and find out what they needed to know and help the Jewish people enter. However, the results were not very good. If you're familiar with the story, once they got into the land, they started scheming, they started coming up with plans, and they decided ultimately they'd rather not enter this land. And so they came up with a way of convincing the people that you don't want to go there, stay away, it's not for us. It's they're too strong, they're too, it's gonna be too difficult for us. It's not for us, we should stay away. What was their job? What was the intention? Moshe sent them to go in there, to go into the land, to look at, to check out Eretz Canaan. The word Eretz, which means land, the word Eretz also has a deeper meaning. Very often in Kabbalah and other places, we use the word Eretz to show on something that is special, an advantage, something that is beyond, that takes you to the next level, something that's really unique. That is Eretz. So the land of Canaan, their mission was to go into Canaan, go into enemy territory, go into the Tumah, go into the Klippa, go into the impurities, and find out what do they have that's good, that we can take from these impurities and transform it and make it into something good. What can we do to go in there, find these elements that have an opportunity to transform it and make it into something holy and good, something that we can hold on to, something that we're going to appreciate and celebrate. And this was their purpose. This was the shlichut that they had. Their mission was to go and find out what is there. The problem is they came there into the land and they saw the impurities of the land. They saw the people there were not good people. They saw that it was not a place of quality. There was no kedusha. There was no holiness. It was a place of not a place that they wanted to connect with. Not something that they wanted to get anything from there. And they said, it's too deep. The impurity here is too deep. It's too strong. We can't break it. We can't transform it. There's no way for us to bring this forth. There's no way for us to take something quality out of this place. There's nothing good here. There's nothing that we want. It's too deep. It's too stuck in the mud. They thought it was impossible. The mission was impossible. It was not possible for us to be able to transform this land and make it into a holy place. And so they thought about it. They said, you know what? We have a better choice. We have a better option. Instead of coming into the land, and then we have to get all dirty and we have to worry about working the land. We have to become farmers. We have to grow our food, provide for our families. We have to do manual labor to try to transform this land and make it to something holy and something special. There's an easier option. Let's take the easier route. Let's stay in the desert. In the desert, we don't have to work for food. Food comes free from heaven. We don't even have to wash our clothes. We got laundry service. The clouds provided free laundry service. Life is good here. There's no hard work. There's no transformation that has to take place. We can live it up here in the desert. This seems to be the ultimate idea of living a good life in holiness and spirituality. And so this was their challenge. And this was the mistake that the Meraglim, the spies, made. The spies thought that if we are going to stay here, we're going to focus on our spirituality, not get mixed into the Gashmiyot, not get mixed into the elements that are mundane in nature. Let's just stay away from all that. But they were making a mistake because they had the tool, they had the power to transform it all. What is the power? What power did they have? They had the power of the Torah. The power of the Torah, what is Torah all about? The power of Torah is to reveal Mashiach within everything. Mashiach is this revelation of the holiness that is within everything. The mundane things that we see all around us is not really mundane. It looks mundane. We're missing the point because deep down there's spiritual sparks in everything. We just can't see it. It's not revealed. What is Mashiach all about? It's about revealing the inner dimension, revealing the spirituality, revealing the holiness that's already there. We don't have to create holiness. It's there already. It's about revealing it. And Torah is the tool that helps us reveal the sparks, the holiness that is within everything all around us. They had the tool, they had the power in the Torah that they were given, and they messed up because they didn't realize that the tool was in their hands. They had the ability to do it all. Instead, they threw it all away. And this power of revealing spirituality, of revealing Mashiach within everything, this tool that we have is also found in Chav Ches Sivan. It's also found on this day of the 28th day of Sivan. The 28th day is the Sivan, is the completeness of in full completeness. It's number 3 cubed in the 3rd month when we receive the Torah from Moshe, who is the 3rd. It's got everything. It's the ultimate expression of completeness, of fullness. And this is the ability to reveal the Mashiach spark, to reveal the spirituality within everything that we do, everything that we have around us. So this Shabbat, as we come to Shabbat of the Parsha of Shalach, the Parsha, the portion where we read about the spies, and it's in the month of Sivan, and it's the 28th day of Sivan, when it all comes together on one day. This is the moment. This is our opportunity to reveal spirituality, to reveal Mashiach in everything. See, Mashiach is already here in the world. We don't have to create Mashiach. Mashiach is here. We just don't see him. We're blind. We got to open our eyes. And this is the opportunity for us to see it, to feel it, to live it. May it happen even before Shabbat, that we can actually live in a Mashiach energy this Shabbat, but definitely we have the opportunity to experience within ourselves by focusing our energies to see the power of Mashiach within everything that's all around us. Thank you for joining.